What is going on, everybody? And welcome back to the Nemesis Gaming League for day 2 of Season 8, as we have some crazy Wednesday night action to get you through this middle of the week hump. And we head to the Rival League for 2 of our matches tonight. The first one between Blaze and Vortex. And this is going to be a banger matchup for sure. And I am in the booth with my boy. You can say Gally, you can say Charles, whatever you want. Y'all all know him. It's the GOAT. How you doing?
I'm doing great. I like that introduction. I don't know if I'm the GOAT, but what I do know is both these teams have a GOAT, and they, on the Vortex side of the ball, we'll just go through the whole roster first for both these teams. Vortex, they have Lush, Ice Panther, Flame, and Isaac. And on the Blaze side of the ball, they have Mew, Aspen, Smooth, and Gano. I mean, all these players are really notable in the Rival League. And I don't know too much about Rival League, but I know majority of these players, and I know it's going to be one heck of a series, Magic.
Yeah, Blaze falling in Game 5 to Hydra, and we all know how dominant Hydra are every season early on. So how much does that loss really mean for how good of a team they can be down the road? We're going to find out tonight. And other side of things, an easy 3-0 sweep for Vortex over a rival. So they're coming in hot, looking to make it 2-0, start off the season. And I mean, we got a hype announcement coming later in the stream, so stay tuned for that. It's going to be a fun night. And having 2 rival matches is always a huge plus. And I mean, just watching the guys do what they do best and making it look easy, and a very important matchup that, I mean, at the end of the day, these early season matchups, you got to get these wins. You got to take all the forfeits you can get. You got to take the game 5s, the last second goals. You need them every time you can, because end of the season, these are the ones that count. When you have that one extra game over, like a tiebreaker, this is when it matters. So we'll see who can take the huge W in this second match of the season.
Oh, I'm so excited for this matchup. And I was mentioning earlier the 2 GOATs, and I'm AGM for Firestorm, so we had Smooth on the Blaze side of the ball, who is the GM of Firestorm. We have Isaac, who's on Vortex, and they were teammates last season, I believe. So seeing them play against each other now is going to be pretty surreal, and I'm just looking forward to it.
Yeah, and a guy like Smooth, as you mentioned, I've played under him. He was my AGM for like 3/4 of a season, and I love seeing that guy succeed. He is insane on the ball. And on the other side of things, I mean, Mr. Isaac is just the king of clips. I know you've all seen the amount of clips this guy produces, so we're hoping for someone's stream tonight. If he can get a little double reset, give us something to cheer for. We would all love it. But we do have everybody in the lobby, so let me get the prediction. Who is taking this one?
Ooh, a prediction. So at the beginning of the season, when the draft happened, I mentioned that Vortex is one of my favorite teams, looking like one of my favorite teams. I think I'm gonna have to stick by it, as unfortunately, I think Vortex is gonna take this one in Game 5. It's gonna be a thriller here, folks.
Fair enough, and I'm gonna give it to Blaze. I think I got to rock with Smooth till I die, so we'll see how it goes. But it is time to get things underway, and hopefully we can have a banger matchup to start off the night. Either way, let's see if we can get this lobby running. Until then, I mean, that last loss for Blaze, I don't know how much that really says. Because, I mean, I feel like losing to Hydra is expected, so this feels like the first real opportunity they have to prove themselves and get a win on the board. So hopefully they can get it done, as we do get our players onto the pitch for a absolute banger night of Nemesis matchup in Sovereign Heights. We'll see who can get the first goal and get the momentum heading their way, as Gano and Isaac will have it ready to go. See who can get the first bit of pressure here, and right to Lush's waiting arms. Hopefully that's what they were looking for, as Lush takes to the sky, and he absolutely dunks Aspen. That's a nice way to get the comms rolling.
Yeah, starting off hot there. Lucius just like, here, guys, let me just do it all myself. Looking like LeBron James, just dunking it over the defender, and it is now 1-0 with 6 seconds expired in this game.
I mean, that was just a perfect kickoff setup. Either way, if it was meant to happen or not, it ended up in Lucius' arms. And now Isaac, the same kind of setup, is looking for a pass instead of the solo play, and Aspen reads it the entire way as him and Gano push it downfield. Trying to get some early pressure off the crossbars. The shot from Mew had an easy open net, but could not get it under the crossbar. And a chance to breathe here for Vortex. Hey, look for a counterattack. Flame Intruder. Full boost. Gets to pass one. The guy respawning is not there quick enough. And he's going to route up the defense. And that's a 2-goal lead early on.
Yeah, 2 solo plays to start this one off. It's 2-0 with 2 of the Vortex players just doing it all themselves. And I think solo plays are exactly what we're going to be seeing here from both these teams. And I think this trend's going to continue as this series progresses.
Yeah, your prediction going with Vortex looking pretty smart right now because the kickoffs are being dominated by the back lefts, or the back rights, I should say, from Vortex. So they've been practicing their game plan going into the series. They know it's going to work. And so far, they have 2 goals off the pressure of those kickoffs. See if Blaze can break out as Smooth not actually starting in this match. So we'll see if that's meant to be, or they feel like this is the roster that gives them the best chance to succeed. We'll see how it goes down the road. And Flame Intruder gets it over 1, but Gano absolutely dunks out Isaac and shuts down any chance of an attack. Flame Intruder trying to get to this one, but a nice block by the defense. But right now, it seems like Vortex has the game plan and kind of just sleeping at the wheels of Blaze. So hopefully they can turn this around.
Yeah, and if you're Blaze, it's definitely going to be an adjustment necessary to play quicker on the ball, because it just keeps looking like Vortex players are flying in and out of every single area that Blaze is trying to control, and that cannot happen if you want to have control of the ball and if you want to get a quick goal. And I think if they're going to score, they're going to have to do it pretty soon to let Vortex know, hey, we're not going to go down that easy, as a shot from Isaac just going to go in the top shelf.
I mean, there's no need to clip this. This is routine for Isaac. He knows exactly what he's doing. Nobody challenging. Somebody's got to go. And he just air dribbles it over 2. Not much to do there for Isaac, but just keep the ball in the air. And both guys flat-footed in the net. That's pretty basic defense from the Blaze right there. Getting them scored on. Now it's a 3-goal lead and looking for another one. Loosh. Kind of awkward. Not expecting the miss from Flame Intruder. But right now, you could see the nerves from Blaze. They're just panicking in net. Nobody early challenging, kind of just sitting back, a little timid, and not the start they're looking for as a back pass does come through. A chance to breathe and grab boost for both teams. Loosh leading without the ball, probably not the best idea, but Isaac, okay, we have a little pause in front of the ball, but either way, Isaac's going to push it downfield, and the slow pace of this game, just like we're watching a prospect or novice game, both teams just nervous out of their minds, but Vortex with 3 nice solo plays so far is the difference maker. It's halfway gone by in this game so far, and I really don't feel like Blaze is up to the task right now.
I feel like if this game wasn't a stream match, it would be a totally different game for these 2 teams, because, as you mentioned, they are looking a little nervous, but obviously Vortex is looking a little less nervous on their side of the ball. Every single player on their roster has scored a goal, and every single one of their goals has been a solo play. They're just doing it all themselves. But you have to worry about this Blaze roster. I mean, you can't stop these solo plays that keep happening from Vortex, and you have to wonder if they can stop them later down in this series, or if this is going to be a trend that's just going to keep on continuing.
Yeah, you have to look out for the boost numbers for Blaze. The whiff comes through from Loosh, but Flame Intruder should be able to take control of this, but the boost is really the big difference maker. When you have a high-flying team like Vortex that's forcing so many high challenges, requiring boost to make the stop, eventually you're going to run out. That corner boost is not going to be there as the attacker rotates out over it. And eventually the armor will crack, and it's cracked 3 times, but not really from long pushes. Kind of just basic, like, out of nowhere attacks that result in goals. So we'll see if right now Blaze is able to find some footing and slow down the pace of play and maybe get a goal heading into game 2, because even if they don't win this game, I want to see something, because, I mean, it's just low points for all 3 of their players right now, as Aspen leads the way with the only save right now. And Isaac gets dunked out by Mew. I mean, with time ticking away, we got 1 minute left. I'm not sure if you think there's any chance we see a comeback, especially with the pressure completely for Vortex.
No, I'm going to be honest with you, Magic. I do not see a comeback in Blaze's future. However, I would want to see a couple goals coming out from them, because even if you're not gonna win this game, it still gives you some momentum going into the next game, and I think that's very crucial, especially for a stream match. And that goal will give you just so much to look forward to for your next game. You're like, okay, we know how to stop Vortex from just saving all of our shots. And I will say, Blaze is looking a little better in the latter half of this match. They look like they're setting up, and they're getting at least a little more comfortable in the latter stages of this match, Magic.
Yeah, and the first 2 goals came in very quick succession. But this third goal was kind of split apart, and then since that goal with like 3 minutes left in the game, it's kind of been a slow pace, just defense leading the way for Blaze. And they will not get a goal on the way out unless we have some shenanigans here as a high-flying Aspen looks to set up something as the last few seconds tick away, but Lush will have none of it. And game one will go to Vortex, and as it stands, yet to drop a game this season after 3-0ing a rival, Vortex looking like one of the top dogs as they completely shut out Blaze with just a few shots to their name. It felt like the pressure of the entire game and towards the Blaze defense. So we'll see how it goes going into game two. Maybe a server reset just to get the mental reset, and we'll see how things go into game two.
Yeah, it's gonna be pretty crucial for Blaze to do a little bit adjusting here. I think an adjustment is definitely necessary and is definitely going to be looked towards to kind of help them just honestly play a little quicker and rotate around each other better, because I've noticed that they're a little slow on the rotates. And sometimes they get caught lacking, like you saw with that Isaac goal, where two of them were just in net and one of them needed to go but didn't. And Isaac obviously capitalized off that. And if you want to stop these solo plays, you're going to have to rotate better. You're going to have to cut off Vortex before they have a chance to make these solo plays. But honestly, game two, you just have to reset your mind. Just be like, hey, game one's in the past, and Vortex is a good team. They're looking really good right now. And if you're Blaze, you just gotta put your head down and start getting to work.
Yeah, and I mean Vortex, they're looking pretty unstoppable right now. I'm not sure what the game scores were in their last series on Monday, but as far as I'm concerned, they're undefeated. Nobody's able to crack this armor. That's gonna be a bit frustrating for Blaze to feel like, wait, we're about to get swept. It happened to the last team they played, and we're already on the high road to getting 3-0'd. So who's the guy? Who has to be the guy to take charge for Blaze and get them a goal, because they are scoreless?
Oh, and you mentioned who the guy be for Blaze. I think they only have 2 guys out there. I don't know what happened to their third player, but I will say that their guy has to be Aspen. I've noticed he's probably the leader of this Blaze roster. As I think we're gonna get or maybe a reset going, as a little bit of technical difficulties here. As I think we're gonna get a reset. Very unfortunate.
I think Bro went go grab water, and they joined up a little faster than he was ready for.
Yeah.
So we will be
Vortex
restarting our lobby again. And Vortex, as you said, I mean, even when they tried 2 players, maybe 2 players is the way to stop Vortex, and now that made it worse. So we will reset our game once again and try to get into a real game 2 and see if the long pause we just had, probably 2 minutes without gameplay, was enough for Blaze to mental reset and come up with a plan to get a goal in the back of the net. Because as you said, I don't think 2 players is the right approach. They need to involve each other, because in that last game when they did have shots, they had like 5 shots on target. It was actually pretty close in the shot category for both teams. But I mean, at the end of the day, you got to link up with your teammates, or if not, just have an outplay 1v2 like the Vortex players were doing. So we'll see how it happens. What is their way to score? Because once that first goal comes through, it's a big sigh of relief. And I think Smooth has joined the lobby, so maybe he is coming in. Maybe somebody crashed their internet. We'll have a different roster. That might be the way to go for Blaze. And we'll see how game 2 goes.
Yeah, let's see if Smooth could be the difference maker here. He's obviously an amazing player, and all I know is he's been putting clips in the Firestorm chat. He's been looking good, and same with the rest of this Blaze roster. And I'm just excited to see what changes with Smooth on this roster with Aspen and Gano, and just honestly, what changes based on how they play against this Vortex team, obviously, but how they rotate. And because I think that's what's going to stop Vortex is how good your rotations are. Because if you have great rotations, there's not really much you can do against a team, let alone that team being Vortex. But as you mentioned, the shot total for these teams looking similar, I just don't think Blaze had that many amazing shots. I think definitely the shots that looked good were from Vortex, as an amazing shot comes out from Isaac.
I mean, I guess we'll see you in about an hour in the Clips channel, boys, because we know what he's doing. It's the second time he's outplayed the whole defense. I mean, you have to think, though you do have Smooth coming in, which we're all confident in his abilities, losing Mew is their highest MMR player. He's practically tight in MMR. He is way up there, one of the highest in the rival league, and he is the guy to DC, and Lush is going to add another one on, and it does feel like it's a little bit worse than it was last game. I mean, whether they warmed up with Smooth or not, you can definitely feel a slow pace of play coming through from the defense. Smooth not ready to make the save, and Blaze in a familiar spot as game one is they're down 2-0.
Very unfortunate, obviously, for Blaze. And as you mentioned, they are looking a little slow. And that could be, just a new roster coming in, and obviously maybe still a little bit of stream nerves. But you can't deny the sheer dominance that's coming out from Vortex right now. I mean, they look cool, calm, and collected. And I think at this point, they're probably going to go for even more clips, and I think that's something that's definitely a negative for Blaze. You do not want a team comfortable enough to start clipping on you if you need a win this badly.
Yeah, and so far they have had a few clips. Nothing crazy, just some air dribbles and a reset, but you'll take it at the end of the day because a goal and a stream match, they're usually hard to come by, and they have been for Blaze here in Game 1 and in Game 2. So see if they can break out of their defense because they cannot breathe. And Isaac, another one. Now this is getting bad. At what point do you just have to say, guys, these guys are playing better than us. We have to change something because what they're doing is not working.
No, not at all. I mean, they're just looking quick. Just beautiful pass coming in from Flame, and Isaac just dunking it past him. And I just feel like Blaze is just constantly one step behind. And honestly, I don't know if there's any fix for that at this current moment because just Vortex looks like the better overall team. I mean, the chemistry is obviously insane, but they just individually they look absolutely ridiculous right now. And I'm just interested to see what needs to change for this Blaze roster to get back into this one.
Yeah, because what they're doing is definitely not working. It's a lot of defense coming through, not a lot of offense. And as far as we're concerned, Vortex might be the best team in Rival. I mean, they're yet to drop a game, so how bad is Blaze really? We don't know. It'd probably be better if they had their highest MMR player for sure. It's almost a goal comes through, but not today. And Flame Intruder trying to get a cheeky little counterattack goal, but Aspen will have none of it. So he clears it to the corner to Gano's hands. And hopefully some more pressure coming through as they have seemed to access the Vortex side of the field for a minute here. That's Flame, a little awkward there, but 4 players of the lobby go, and Lush is the only one to come out successful as he tries to get it past the last man, but solid defense as Flame takes it up. Enough boost to get it past midfield. Isaac there for the shot, and it is top corner.
My.
Of course it's top corner. I mean, it's the passing plays here in Game 2 now.
Oh my goodness. Isaac is just a highlight machine. I mean, top corner as always, and another pass, another Isaac and Flame combo going out there, and they're starting to look really great. I mean, they obviously looked great individually, but they're starting to look really great as a team right now. And if they end up winning this game and taking hypothetically Blaze out in a 3-0 sweep, they're going to be a dangerous team to want to go up against and in this rival league. And with the combination of Isaac and these other players, I mean, it's a force to be reckoned with at this point.
I mean, can you even? I mean, if you're a Power Rankings member, as I am, I think we all can agree that Vortex looks like the best team for what we've seen. The small sample size, obviously, but so far, a dominant win over a rival team that was projected pretty high in the standings. And then here against Blaze, as a 5th goal comes through, and they're just raining on. And I mean, I guess to give some news outside of this blowout, I mean, so far in the rival league, Kings with an upset victory over a projected top 3 team from preseason in Whiteout, they bring it to 5. So the first match of the night goes probably a way people didn't expect, but here in Game 2 of this series on stream, probably the way most people expected. I tried to give them a little vote of confidence, but at the end of the day, it looks like Vortex is just too good unless we see a crazy reverse sweep, because right now, it's a perfect sweep.
Yeah, it's looking really good for this Vortex team. And I think one thing that we can take away from this game too is just obviously how good Vortex looks, but on the Blaze side of the ball, they don't look amazing, right? But they don't look that horrible. Okay, they look great as players, but I just don't think they've played enough with each other to really understand how they play. I just don't think they've maybe had enough scrims or practiced enough with each other to really take their performance to a higher level. And if Blaze end up dropping this game, I'm as another goal goes in from Flame, beautiful shot, but I'm just curious to see how the rest of their season plays out, and I still expect big things from this Blaze roster going forward.
Yeah, right there. Gano with a pre-flip. That just pretty much the story of the series so far. Just not on the same page as their teammates. And another goal comes through, number 6 of the game, and still the perfect sweep is in the air. Lush trying to get another one. Definitely Brazil territory right here, and that has to be on every player in the lobby's mind. Because I mean, if you're Blaze, you don't care it's a Brazil. You just want to get a goal, so you're down for whatever. As Gano hits it off the wall, but that is what Flame Intruder was looking for. Not the best first touch for sure. Probably was best advised to just reset it off right there. And either way, it gets away from him. And 20 seconds left to tick away from this game too. And an absolutely dominant performance in these first 2 games. As unlikely we'll see a Brazil, but either way, an impressive showing from Vortex. As Isaac is just raining on the goals, and his teammates are filling their spots as well. And it's just a clinic of offense. As so far we've had 9-0 the scoreline in games 1 and 2. Do we have something crazy coming up in our hands here, or is this going to be a sweep?
Only time will tell. But I will say, one takeaway from this game is just the sheer amount of shots that Vortex had. 14 shots. It's ridiculous. And to put in 6 of
Oh my
those
god.
is just super efficient. And Vortex is kind of, they're starting to look like if any of you out there watch football, like the 1971 Dolphins out here, just looking to go maybe undefeated. I mean, their offense just looks just absolutely outstanding. I mean, I can't say enough good things about this Vortex roster right now, but on the other side of the ball, Blaze obviously dropping a goose egg, but they didn't look great, but they still looked like individually pretty good. Just I feel like as a team they just need to mesh better together, and hopefully this game 3 will give them at least something in the way of confidence going forward.
Yeah, and you did point out probably a lack of game time together for this Blaze roster, and even more so without Mew in the starting roster right now. Probably internet issues, we don't know what it is, but either way, missing their assumed carry. We haven't seen much of this team. First game on stream, but Mew being almost tight in MMR, you have to assume that he gets most of the work done for this roster. And we'll see how they fare in game 3 here, because I'm looking for something. I just want a reason to cheer for them, as Gano can't put it on target, can't even make contact. That's the story of the series right there. The first real opportunity we've seen in a while, and he just cannot make contact. And now Flame going to take it down the field as they're looking to reverse sides here, not giving any chances for Blaze. Isaac gets it over 1, gets it over 2 with a dunk. And now a counterattack coming through smooth. Cannot get it over Isaac, who is just running this series right now. And a clear comes out. Gano trying to keep the pressure on, but he is absolutely beat out by Lush with flying colors. And even when it looks like they have a pass midfield and an opportunity to score, the defense is just faster to the ball. I don't know what else to tell you. It's just the confidence we're seeing from Vortex right now that's making the difference.
Vortex's defense is looking outstanding right now. I mean, both their defense and their offense. But I will say I am seeing a little bit of a change coming the way of the Blaze offense. I mean, they're looking pretty quick right now. And as a shot coming out, yeah, it's just so many shots. Oh my. I mean, these shots are so close. I mean, already having 4 shots in this game, this Blaze team, I mean, Vortex has no shots. I mean, Blaze is really coming out swinging here, and I think that's exactly what you need to get back into this series if you're Blaze.
Yeah, and as you said, they have those shots, but I guarantee you the first one they put on is going to be a goal. So just look out for that as a pass midfield, and interesting. Probably should have been a goal, but the shot will go unacclaimed with a goal, we'll say, as that was one that Vortex should have put away, but they will not, and it will keep it at its high game. Blaze, by far their best performance so far in the series, but Smooth gets, I'll say, faked out by the attacker right there. Like Flame had him with some mind games. A Smooth with a counterattack gets it past 1. Isaac lost in net for a second here. Flame Intruder a little awkward. We'll make the best of the situation, and Aspen will get it to the corner. Flying ball here. Gano beats out Isaac. Aspen off the wall. This is an opportunity here, but Flame, the only guy anywhere near the ball, and his halfway has gone by. 2 shots on target for Vortex. Looking like 4 for Blaze. No goals. But this is probably much more of the series we expected to see. And who knows? We might have a little bit of a goofy storyline down the road as a pass midfield looking for their first goal, and they have done it. Blaze will take the lead with their first goal of the series and no perfect sweep tonight.
That is exactly what they needed to get things rolling. Their first goal of the series, and it's a pretty big one, and one that you definitely need. And Blaze is looking pretty solid on offense, but I think the thing with them is they just need to put away these chances,
Oh,
as Aspen's going to put another one in the net.
I mean, we'll take it. It's not anything impressive. That looked like just a miss off the kickoff. Luce looked like he double jumped or something. And Aspen, he says thank you very much, and he'll put in another goal, doubling their goals for the series, and a 2-0 lead. Vortex, where's that high-flying offense we've seen all series? Of another good kickoff. Game 1 was the story of kickoffs for Vortex as they dominated. Here in Game 2, Isaac will have to settle for some non-kickoff goals as a dunk comes through. Another one, Luce, with a great beat, and Isaac with the finish.
A big body Isaac. I think he might have a new nickname as the Fennec. Obviously a big bodied car, but Isaac just putting it to use here. As I don't know how many dunks he's had, but it's at least been 2 or 3. And he's just been looking absolutely outstanding for this Vortex roster. Definitely MVP candidate for this series.
I have to agree, and he's one of the guys going into the season people expected a lot from. That's why this team was looked upon as such a good team. And when you have Luce as actually the highest MMR player on the roster, I mean, this roster can go far. All 4 of their players in the roster within about like 30 MMR of each other. This is a very well-balanced team. And with a guy like Isaac to mechanically lead the team, it's only good things coming this season for a Vortex roster that's still yet to drop a game, but they are trailing here in a crucial Game 3. So you really don't want to give Blaze any momentum and start up a reverse sweep bid from a team that's very much capable of doing so, as they brought it to 5 against Hydra on Monday. We'll see what they can do. Here's Aspen, had an opportunity, but great defense as we've seen all series long from Vortex. And Smooth trying to get back to this one, but Isaac will beat him out. Awkward ball, Luce looking for the beat. He will beat it, but is off target. And a 50 comes through Gano, clearing it to the side. A minute left to go here. I'm not sure if Vortex has what it takes to get it into the back of the net, because right now they have the one, just a dunk goal. And Aspen, no boost, nobody in net. Can he put it? Yes, he can.
Yeah.
And Blaze looking like they might secure Game 3 and, give us something to cheer for in a long series.
There we go. That's definitely a goal that is necessary if you're going to want to take this game. And they're definitely going to need to take this game, obviously, to keep the series going. But going into game number 4, if it goes into a game number 4, I mean, we still have 50 seconds left. I think Blaze looked really good. I think they didn't look amazing, but they looked very. I don't know what the correct terminology for this would be, but they looked really great as a team, and I think that's definitely an attribute that you're going to need if you want to be a great team, and if you're going to want to take down Vortex. I think you need to just be one with each other, and I think Blaze has just accomplished that this game.
Yeah, I think you hit it right on the head, and it's not even that they looked good as a team. They looked like a team, because Game 2 was rough, just completely out on the same page. And the storyline, but a late goal comes through, and Vortex looking for something a little spicy. Maybe send this game to overtime and keep their perfect season alive, because right now they're 2 seconds away from dropping their first individual game. And you have to expect a wacky kickoff coming through. It's been all series long. Isaac looking for a right side, but nobody there.
No.
you had to expect something more than just a basic kickoff with 2 seconds left. And it's the reason they lose. It just hits the ground with nobody near it. So Blaze will put a dent in the armor of this Vortex team as we head to Game 4. And maybe, just maybe, another Game 5 on the horizon for Blaze.
Yeah, definitely. If they can play the same way they played this game, I don't know if they'll win, but they'll definitely give Vortex a run for their money. And I think that's what they need to feel. I think they need to feel like they're in this fight. And honestly, after this game, they're looking like they're starting to enter this fight, and they're starting to build a little bit of confidence, which I think is necessary if you want to take down a team like Vortex. And I know you mentioned Isaac. We mentioned Isaac being like the MVP of Vortex, but I double checked the sheets, and he's actually their lowest MMR player, which I think is ridiculous. Just to have that caliber player And I don't know if the sheets are just lying to us, because I would double check the sheets, because he's just absolutely ridiculous. For the MMR that he is, I mean, he's looking absolutely great, and not to take away from any of his teammates, because as we mentioned so many times, that Flame and Isaac combo, and even Lush getting in there too with some of his solo plays. I mean, this team looks absolutely complete, and I need to see more of them in this game, and we just need to see the same Vortex that we saw in game one and two, for it to be really competitive.
Yeah, and that last game, Aspen with 3 goals, he had by far the most points in the entire lobby. But if you think about it, one was a kickoff goal with a misflip from Lush. Another was an overcommit on the defense from Vortex, or from the offensive Vortex. And then one was an actually good play, where it was a team play. So really, 1 goal was hard earned there. The rest were kind of given up with mistakes on the Vortex part of things. We'll see how real that game really was from Blaze if they can repeat their success here. Either way, they're in Vortex's head a little bit, regardless of how the goals went in. At the end of the day, they scored 3 goals after being held scoreless throughout games 1 and 2. So a minute gone by, nobody able to find the back of the net here. Almost a double coming through from Flame Intruder. Aspen, probably not the best touch ever, at least not good comms if it was the good touch. And 1-0 Vortex, probably the outcome we expected after games 1 and 2.
Blaze, you cannot be making mistakes like that. And if you're going to keep making mistakes like that, I think Vortex is just going to take this one. But if you don't make mistakes if you're on Blaze, I think they still have a solid chance here. I mean, they're still, like, as a team, they look like a team, as you mentioned earlier. But they've started to amp it up a little bit, and I just can't, you can't make mistakes against this Vortex roster, or else they're gonna get you for it.
Yep, and right now the pressure is mounting, as on the backboard is Aspen with a good clear downfield. And I mean, to be fair, Aspen made a good save. It was just the comms were not there, as the back post defender for some reason went as well, and it just gave an open net. So hopefully they can clean up their comms and not be the reason they lose this game. Let Vortex make mistakes like they did in the last game. Flame Intruder looking for the bump. Aspen is having none of it. Who's playing a hell of a series as these last 2 games have gone by. He's looked like by far the best player they have out there. Missing Mew, who cares? If they can bring this back, you'll love to see it. But right now, Lush is not feeling any sort of comeback. As the highest MMR player in the team, as we've said, we'll put his name on the screen. And Lush with 2 goals so far in this game.
Yeah, notice the control that Lush just has on the ball at all times. It looks like he's controlling that thing with the remote control. I mean, basically just bending the ball to his will. I mean, just looking absolutely outstanding out there. And I honestly, if they win this series, I think Lush is just another player on this Vortex team that just looks absolutely dangerous. I mean, they just have weapons all around. I mean, they just look absolutely outstanding. And as I think Lush is going for a bump here, and the bump is successful, and Isaac is going to put this one in the back of the net.
What a bunch of rats. Imagine needing to do a bump play when you're up 2-0. That's pretty cringe, but I mean, they'll take it. Isaac is going to just have Flame Intruder lead the way. And 3-0, Blaze, it's now or never. We've shown that they can score 3 goals, but as I pointed out, it was mostly from the fault of Vortex themselves. Because right now, you can see when Vortex is playing well and not giving away freebies, it's just dominance. And you could see it here in Game 4. Forbidden Temple not giving us too much weirdness, as 3-0 with half the game left to go. And I mean, right now, Aspen not having the goals he had in that last game is being the difference maker, as Lush and Isaac both able to find the back of the net. Hoping for some sort of pressure here, but a pinch does come through, and Lush will be the first with this ball until he gets dunked out by Gano. Aspen looking to dunk out Isaac, but a pretty fair 50, all things considered, from Isaac. And they're just killing time at this point. They don't really have to do much, but Isaac is down to do something. Looking for the reset. 2 backboard defenders means it's probably not the best idea. And it will be easily cleared away. Smooth will take it the length of the pitch as a double commit comes through again. The sub from Blaze slotted in pretty well last game, but we've seen some misplays from the roster as a whole. And can Gano get one here? Yes, he can.
Ooh.
The overcommit comes through. That was the first part of the puzzle. Last game was an overcommit. Let's see if they can get a kickoff goal.
Yeah, I mean, the mistakes are starting to come out for Vortex, and if you're Blaze, you love to see it. And let's hope there's not any more coming from Vortex if they want to take this series.
Okay, let's see how the kickoff goes, because that was the thing in the last game, but Flame Intruder gets it right where he wants it. Gano with a nice dunk out there to keep it from getting dangerous past midfield, but Smooth is first to it. Probably not the best advised clear in the world, as the defense was retreating at low boost. And now Isaac leaves it for Lush. Lush a little off target, but still forces the defender to commit. Now this is off the sidewall, very awkward and Smooth in the net, but he will make the best of it. Gano trying to help out his buddy and get the ball downfield. Time's ticking away a lot faster than Blaze is hoping for, but either way, they have to do something now. And Flame Intruder looking to extend the lead, get it back to 3 goals, gets it over 1. Gano barely dives for the save, keeping his team in the series. And Lush is going to come over the top, and Isaac almost dunks out the defender. Things are getting chippy, as either way, both teams don't care how they score, they just need goals, and they need goals now. And Blaze more so needing them now.
Yeah, they're definitely going to need one here, and I'm just hoping for a solo play here, and I think that's exactly what we're going to need to see. Just one of the players on Blaze stepping up and making it happen, as it's basically now or never for Blaze. They're going to need a goal absolutely instantly.
Potential overcommit. Lush doing a good job to control it, but awkward touch there. Gano tries to beat out one, but a nice defensive positioning from the Vortex defense means easy clear. Lush looking for the finish of the series, can't do it. But either way, 15 seconds tick away. I don't think there's much Blaze can do about this as a miss comes through. Lush last back once again. Can he deal with the pressure? Smooth looking for the shot. It's blocked out by Lush. He does it again, and just like that, Vortex will start the season 2-0, only dropping a single game on the way. And undoubtedly, at least in my mind, the best team at Rival so far as we've seen. Just the first week gone by. Still a lot of teams yet to play, but Vortex looking dominant.
Yeah, they looked really great, and obviously Blaze didn't look amazing, but they still have some things to work on, and I think that's apparent. But I still think they looked pretty solid as a team, and they just need to work on. I think they just need to play with each other, just like see how they fit in with each other, because I don't know if it's them not playing enough with each other, or them just like not understanding like the game plan that they need to go through to win these types of games. But yeah, it's definitely something they're going to need to work on. And on the other side of the ball, Vortex, I mean, I can't say enough good things about this team. I mean, obviously just putting the hammer down, getting it done. That's exactly what you love to see on the Nemesis channel.
Yep, a 2-0 start for Vortex and an 0-2 start for Blaze. So kind of the tale of or the both sides of the coin kind of thing. And I do want to thank Crip for 21 months sub to the channel and Merely for 28. So shout out to those guys, some OGs on the channel, racking up the months as it seems like time is flying by as another season, first week underway and almost gone by. So not the most dominant, or not the closest first series, a pretty dominant performance, but either way, we do get to game 4. And, stick around. As I mentioned, we do have a very special announcement, which will be pretty hype. And hopefully that's coming very soon later in the night. But either way, that is all for game 1 of the night, as we will stay in the Rival League heading into game 2, but we have some new guys in the booth. So thank you for joining us for the first match, and we'll see you all in a few minutes.